What's your thoughts on like certifications? We talked about that a little
Mhm.
bit ago, but like what's your thoughts on like the importance of them in the hacking industry and
Yep.
whatever and
So
proving
I gotta eat my own words because 5 years ago on an interview like this, I told somebody that they didn't mean shit.
Mm.
And I'll tell you now that that's the wrong information and advice to be giving people. There are really amazing certs out there. I think that there are organizations that are creating programs and training and testing people in ways that make sure that yeah they do understand the basics. Yes, they can target and exploit the low hanging fruit. Yes, they can put together a basic buffer overflow. They understand the process of what's going on there. I really like offensive security.
Mm.
I think the programs that they put out there, the work effort that they do, the team that's behind all of that,
I love them.
amazing people,
Mhm.
and just top a notch, right? OCSP, OCSE. These are
OSCP,
yeah.
OSCE,
What did I say?
OCSP.
See, that's what happens when you're dyslexic. You flip things around. Exactly.
See-
OSCP, OSCE. There we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
I gotta hop in and play devil's advocate, the naysayer here. I honestly am kind of like starting to get disappointed by offensive security. Like the OSCP.
Don't hate on offensive
Well,
security
I
because
have
I'm
my
gonna get mad.
OSCP, and when I got it, I really liked it. Like it
Okay.
taught me a lot,
Yep.
and this was just like a couple years ago. So I don't know, and I'm sort of just repeating what I've heard from other people. I've heard from other people that the web app class that they have is not that great.
AWE. I heard the
no,
opposite.
that's the advanced Windows one.
No, AWE is their advanced web app one.
Oh, what's the
AWE is advanced Windows exploitation.
See, I've heard that one's not the greatest, and I've heard the OSCE is not the greatest, and I've heard their web app one is mostly just like like PHP code review and like.
I've heard all the opposite.
I don't know. Maybe I wish that they
So
would.
this is the angel and the devil, right?
Yeah,
the two
devil's
sides of
advocate. I
things.
gotta play it.
You know, I guess the way I'll look at it is that back in the day, having an MCSE plus I was huge, and then having getting your CISSP was like the big thing, right, in the industry. I think that for at least the technical side, like the people who are doing technical testing, things like the offensive certification program, CREST is another good example of a certifying body out there that has a pretty cool program. Make sure that people understand the basics of what they're doing and how they're doing it. I think that stuff is important. And I'll tell you also, if you're new to the industry, as you put it, a millennial in the industry, right? If you're going to try to get in and do work, certifications go a long way of getting you past that recruiter's desk, right? Like you can be the best hacker in the world. You can sit at home all day long and have your lab set up and be doing, 0 days all day long and publishing and putting your information out there. But when a recruiter looks at that, they don't know who you are. They don't know what that means. They don't have a clue why they should even care about your GitHub or the research or anything else that you're doing.
Well, and there's like
They're
those
not in
automated
our industry, right?
Right. And then there's like the automated HR filters too,
Right.
that like scan for certain phrases.
Exactly.
buzzwords.
So getting your certs, getting your degree, going that educational route is a really good way to make sure that you get that foot in the door, at least have that opportunity to interview and to be able to demonstrate your knowledge and the type of stuff, your passion and what's important to you.
And I feel like that's another key piece to the whole OPSEC thing that we were talking about before is now people that want jobs, you got to set up like your own website, like you got to have your resume, put it out there. You got to have these
GitHub,
certs,
LinkedIn.
yeah, you got to
Yeah.
have all this stuff just to get the job, and it's impossible to keep that that OPSEC mindset of the days of old or whatever and get a job in this industry today.
Yeah, like I said, those days are long gone.
Yeah. Okay.
If you wanna come work with us, we joke about it all the time about the gauntlet or the fleaman as it's now called.
The fleaman,
right?
yeah.
but the truth of the matter, without giving away any of our trade secrets here, is that if you come to interview at Coalfire, it was talked about at this last go, right? 100 for one position that comes open, we'll receive 1,000 resumes.
What?
We may have 100
I didn't know
people that have the qualifications and the level on the resume to be able to go through the process. And of the 100 that looked at, there's maybe one or two that actually get the first initial phone call, much less get to go through the process, right?
Yeah, the Fleeman's like the final gauntlet.
Right.
If you're at the Fleeman, you're ready to go.
What's the Fleeman? I don't even know.
That's the
Fleeman.
technical scenarios.
The challenges.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
when we're bringing somebody in, you've talked to HR, you've
Okay.
talked to to our VP, you've talked to the directors, you've talked to all the different people, and you've done well. We understand that you're going to be a fit culturally, that you've got the right mission in mind, that all that stuff is there. When you get to the Fleeman, and Fleeman's named after one of our amazing directors in delivery, Richard Fleeman. He put together this challenge that it really runs somebody through the paces of what they would do on a day-to-day, assessment working here.
It does a really good job covering like the full breadth of stuff that you might run into.
Yeah. And the thing that blows my mind is we'll get people that'll come in and they'll do the challenge and they'll come to us and they're like, well, yeah, I did the challenge. I did it for 5 days. I got this far. I did this. I was able to get this flag, but I couldn't get, DA access or whatever it is that they're being challenged by. And they'll seem disappointed, like we're not going to give them a chance. The truth of the matter is if you've gotten to the point where you're even getting that challenge, we believe in you from a cultural standpoint. We believe in your ability to communicate. We believe that you are going to be a good match in our company with our company values and the company mission. So at that point, what we're really looking for is somebody that has the ability to conduct the work and teach us and demonstrate through their presentation that they understand and know what they're doing. And even better, can educate someone who's sitting on that other side of the table, like an executive who doesn't know this stuff, and can explain it in a way that makes it to where they connect to the risk of why it's important that this hack occurred in the first place. So I think that, going back to what we were saying, when you talk about certifications, you talk about educations and certificates and all of this kind of stuff, they are absolutely important to get that foot in the door. This industry is far too aggressive at this point to think that you can just walk into a business and say, hey, I want to be a hacker. Like, hire me onto your team. That doesn't happen. But I do think that there is an incredible opportunity for people out there that have an aptitude and have the knowledge and have the drive and have passion. When I hire people, I look at passion almost over everything else. Like if you are a team player and you've demonstrated that you want to contribute to the culture and that this is something that you love and that you respect and that you want to be part of, and I see a passion, I know that we've got the smartest people in the world. We give the adaptive, penetration courses at Black Hat. We can teach you how to hack. It's like, we just have to make sure that you have the mind for it and that you have the aptitude for it. If we see those, then, the fact that you couldn't get that last flag in the challenge isn't as big of a deal. If we've on the same other side of the coin, we've had some of the smartest and brightest hackers in the world come through our program here and go all the way through the recruitment and talk to everybody and, oh, yep, they're a great fit. And, oh, look at all this cool stuff that this person published and pushed out. And then they come in to give their presentation and, they're rude, they're standoffish, they act like other people are asking stupid questions or whatever. That person's never going to get hired.
Yeah.
It once again, the security rock star is dead. At this point, if you want to make a difference and you want to work in this industry, you need to make it about how you are improving the security posture of that client and how you are reducing their risk. Quit worrying about how cool you are.
Yeah, the worst interview I've ever been in on, and I've sat in on a ton of interviews at this point, was just this guy. He founded like 3 companies. That was his thing. He loved being the CEO, and he came in, and every scenario we presented him with, he would rag on like.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
Oh yeah, he would rag on like whether or not that scenario actually existed in real environments. It was like, this wouldn't happen. Like, yeah, we have screenshots. This was a
We've done this 100 times.
Like, where do you
bud.
think these screenshots came from? This is a real pen test that we did like a week ago. Like, yeah. And he's just like, oh, I would never. Like, you got to have some humility and like ability to explain things is huge. Like you were saying, explain it at the CEO level, but also be able to explain it technically. Like, you have to have that versatility.
I leaned on it earlier and I used the boxing metaphor, but I'll give Chris Nickerson the respect he deserves for that because he was the first one I ever heard say it. And it was, when you jump in with security testing and pen testing, if you want it to be effective, you got to get in the ring and get punched. And, and he was kind of taking it off of the old Mike Tyson quote, everybody has a plan when they get in the ring until they get punched in the face, right?
Yeah.
Like same kind of deal. It's that talk that you're talking about is key. When I speak to executives, if I know they fish, or if they're into cars, or if they sail boats, or if they play golf, I try to come up with ways to be able to tie back what I'm talking to something that they understand and that they get. At this point, a lot of the security executives and stuff that we're seeing are actually top-notch people, and we don't have to do that, right? We can be very, very blunt about what we're finding and how we're finding it, how it was executed, and all this. But I still think that there is an art to being able to speak to non-technical audiences that is underlooked and underappreciated, and I think it's the difference between what makes a good consultant and an exceptional consultant, or even better, the difference between what makes a good consultant and what makes an exceptional security partner.
Right. Yeah, I like that.